Hi, I'm Dr. Jennifer Greer. I'm a board-certified plastic surgeon in Cleveland, Ohio, and today I want to explain to you how CoolSculpting is priced. If you have ever called around or done a Google search and tried to get prices for CoolSculpting, you will know that it's nearly impossible to get an exact price. A lot of reasons are usually offered, everything from, well, people are different, to you may need a different number of whatever. But the real reason is just that the pricing system is sort of complicated, so there's not a lot of great transparency. I'm going to explain to you today exactly how practitioners price CoolSculpting so that if you get a cost sheet from one practice, you can compare it to a cost sheet from another and see which is really the better deal. So first off, CoolSculpting is non-invasive fat removal. It works by freezing the fat. The cells crystallize and the fat dies off gradually. It is absolutely 100% effective. It removes about 20% of the fat compared to about 70% with lipo. The trade-off is there's no downtime and it's totally non-invasive. So it is a great technology, but the pricing is confusing, and I'm going to explain why. When the treatment's done, there's an applicator that's put onto the tissue, and that applicator is generally moved around a couple of times. So if you have your arm done, you get the applicator put up here and then here. To get your abs done, it may take 4 different applications, and the pricing is actually done by how many cycles, how many times we're putting that applicator on. It gets a little confusing though, because the number of cycles can vary by person depending on, if you're really tall, you may need more cycles on your abs than somebody who's shorter. And it's done over 2 sessions, so it's priced by total number of cycles. So that's reason one, it's kind of complicated to explain. It's much easier to give somebody a price for their stomach than to explain how many cycles we're doing. The other reason it's complicated is because it's done on a sliding scale. So this is the sheet that the CoolSculpting company gives you when you buy the machine. It's not proprietary, there's nothing secret about it, but it's done on a sliding scale. So the more cycles you buy, the cheaper it generally is. The price starts at $7.50 a cycle. Now you're always going to need at least 2 cycles. Like chin, you would get 1 maybe at the least, but you're going to come back 2 sessions. You would need 2 cycles. So if you're only getting 2 cycles, you're still paying $7.50 a cycle. Now it drops a little bit per cycle until you get to 10 cycles, and it's about $500 a cycle. See why it gets a little confusing here, right? So you need to know not only how much are people charging per cycle, but how many cycles do you need for the number of areas you're getting treated. That's why most practices will tell you, hey, just come in, we'll develop a personalized treatment plan, and we'll give you a price. But what if you just want to know what it costs and if it's even in your budget? That's what I'm here to help you with today. So I know I mentioned here that the baseline pricing starts at $7.50 a cycle. Here's the thing, the cost to us is the same. It's not like we get a bulk discount if we sell you 10 cycles. So at our practice, we sell CoolSculpting for $4.50 a cycle. Period. It doesn't matter how many you get. Most offices do somewhere around that, maybe $500 a cycle. So when you see sales offering 15% off or 25% off, they're doing that off the recommended package price. And that's in the column way over on the middle right here. That's the recommended package price. It's just like the manufacturer recommended price for a car. It's not what people actually sell it for. The price in the center is the recommended actual treatment price. So they give like a retail price and then a patient price so that it seems like you're saving a lot of money, which, I mean, that's a common sales technique and it's something handed down straight from the company. But at the end of the day, you don't want to know what the manufacturer recommended price is. You want to know what they normally sell it for and if you're saving anything. We've had secret shoppers from our office go to a couple of different places in town, and I can't speak for everybody, but many of the cost sheets I've seen, when they're telling you about the discount, it's off of that retail price that CoolSculpting is never sold at. See why this is really confusing, right? Now, if you really wanted to compare practices, you'd have to go get cost sheets from multiple places, make sure they've got the exact same number of areas, and see what they're charging. I'm going to make it simple. If you come here, we will sell it to you at $4.50 a cycle. You're not going to save money by buying more. So if you want to get just a couple areas done, that's fine. You're going to get the same price, which is 40% off that retail price of $750 a cycle. See why that sounds so amazing? But that's really what we just sell it at every day. If you want to compare the price somewhere else, then you're going to have to go get their cost sheet and ask them how many treatment cycles is in that treatment plan. They may or may not tell you. I don't really know. I know that some people are worried you might haggle over number of cycles, but like the thing is, you're not going to haggle with me in the OR whether I can do your surgery in an hour and a half or 2 hours. And with CoolSculpting, it's the same thing. I'm going to develop a treatment plan that works for you. There's not a lot of wiggle room there. You know, we can cut off a body area, like say, let's not do arms or let's not do waist. But if you want to effectively treat your stomach, it's going to take the number of cycles I say, and you can choose to do it or not. So I think that's the thought process behind why we don't tell number of cycles, but I never thought it made a lot of sense. So I'm telling you today. If you want to get a price for CoolSculpting, you can go to an office, you can get a full cost sheet. You're welcome to come here and we will do that for you. But if you want at least an estimate of what it's going to cost, I've got a download for you. Click on the button and you're going to get a PDF sheet. It's got the breakdown on average how many cycles people need for areas like the chin, the stomach, the hips, the waist. Now, you may be different, you might need more, you might need fewer, but these are pretty standard averages based on all of the patients we've done. So you can at least get an estimate of what it's going to cost you. There's also a coupon on there so that you can get that $450 per cycle price with no minimum number of cycles required. I hope you found this helpful. I know CoolSculpting pricing is confusing, but it's because it's based on number of cycles, which patients aren't told about, and it's based on a sliding scale with a retail price versus a patient price. So I hope this simplified things for you today, and please grab that download so you can get a good treatment price estimate. Take care.